Where do you think we would be going with Donald Trump's expressed desires to have some sort of dominion over the Panama Canal, Greenland, and Canada?
Well, remember, we've got to go back to this view of it's got to be a win. The president needs a win. We need a win. How do we get a win? And I think Panama and Greenland in particular, particularly Greenland, frankly, I think that's viewed as a place where we can assert ourselves, bully our way into the situation, and claim victory by having gotten control in some fashion of Greenland, to a lesser extent the Panama Canal, and bill that as enhancing American national security, as expanding the Monroe Doctrine, and expanding American power and influence. The same thing is true about the comments on Canada, annexing central Western Canada that ostensibly is unhappy with their friends in the East. All of this has a lot to do with this notion of a win. George Kennan said an awful lot of what we do. In fact, he thought most of it in foreign policy was designed to create a pleasing picture of ourselves to the American public. I think there's a lot of truth in that. And I think that has a lot to do with it. It also distracts people from the obvious disaster in Ukraine, and I think what will eventually become an even greater disaster in the Middle East.
I mean, do you think we're on the verge of another so-called era of manifest destiny? Because Donald Trump likes the look of Greenland as part of the United States rather than as part of Denmark?
I think so. I don't know that I would call it manifest destiny. As I said, from his vantage point, it's one of these things. This is a win for America. Remember, Donald Trump is about winning. If you can't say it's a win, he's not terribly interested in the subject.